Hey, what's up guys? This is Andrew from Tim Be Told, and I'm here to show you how to play the song Wasted. So to start off, we are in standard tuning, and we're going to put a capo on the 2nd fret, but it's not just any regular capo. I actually modified it. So what I did is I cut out a slot right here that normally would have been covering the low E string. So basically what that does is when I put it on the 2nd fret, and I use, for this song, I'm going to be using chords that you would normally associate in the using in the key of D. So I now have this low E string open, and I'm playing in the key of E. So when I play a regular, for instance, D suspended chord, which you would normally play like this, I can now add in both the low E string and also the 5th string right here to give it a very full sound. So it's kind of like playing in drop D, but not really, because the chord shapes for the most part will be the same that you're used to in terms of playing in standard tuning. The only thing that's different is that you have this low E string. So if you're going to do what I did in terms of cutting this capo right here, you just have to be very, very careful. I used a really sharp knife. So if you do it, you're assuming all risk. I don't want to, hear about any of our fans accidentally hurting themselves. So just be very careful, or you don't have to do it at all. You can actually use a Kaiser capo or any regular capo like this and actually flip it, turn it upside down, and cover the top 5 strings. So that leaves the low string open as well. The only minor issue with doing it like this is that any sudden movements that might touch the capo may knock the capo off, and in my case it caused a slight ding on the back of my Martin. So if you do that, you also are risking another thing, which is hurting your guitar as opposed to hurting yourself. But yeah, you can do either of those methods, or you can also buy something called a spider capo, which I personally don't own, but I've heard that the capo is nice. It actually allows you to fret individual strings as opposed to one whole set of frets like this. So you can look into something like that, or you can just do one of the other capos that capo methods that I've shown you. So I'm going to put this modified capo back onto the 2nd fret. And so for the most part, this song uses just 4 chords repeated over and over. So to start off, we have what is an E over G sharp. You're going to be fretting the 4th string right here. I'm sorry, the 4th fret on the low E string. Then you have an open 4th string right here. And then you also will fret the 3rd string at the 4th fret. So you have that. Next chord is an A chord. You'll be fretting the 5th fret right here on the low E string. And then you have, again, an open 4th string right here. And then you'll also fret the 6th fret at the, the 6th fret on the 3rd string. And sometimes what I do when I transition from the 1st chord to the 2nd is I'll actually hammer on to this note right here. So it'll be like, I'm sorry, my guitar might sound a little out of tune. I think the intonation is slightly off, but so you have that. The next chord is a C sharp minor, and I'm going to fret the 9th fret on the low E, and then also the 9th fret on the 3rd string right here. So you basically have this, but going into this chord, I actually pluck the low note of the previous chord that we're on, and then I slide into the C sharp right here. So it's like this. So from the top, it's like this. The next chord after that is a B chord, and I pluck the open 5th string right here, and then the 8th fret of the 3rd string, and then sometimes what I'll do is I'll hammer on to the fret right next to it and then pull off to give it some additional, flavor to it. So it's like this. So those 4 chords in sequence are like this. And then you basically repeat the first 2 chords. And then this time I'm going to pull off right here. So it's like this. I'm sorry, one more time. And then the next chord is basically a D chord, but an E chord. But I have an open 3rd string right here, which basically makes it a more lush sounding chord. So it's like. And I forgot to mention that sometimes I'll slide in from this fret right here into here. So again, that's. And sometimes I'll vary up the pattern that I'm picking with my right hand. It's kind of up to you to however you want to do it. But again, from the top, the chords are like this. One thing I do want to mention is I'll also throw in some percussive stuff with my thumb in between some of the chords, just to make it sound a little more rhythmic, I guess. So it's like that. You can also kind of mimic a kick drum if you want, by instead of doing this, which is more of a snare, you could go like this with your wrist right here. So something like. Something like that. The next part of that song, of the verse, basically repeats that whole sequence, except I'll end on the B chord, and what I'll do is I'll actually hammer on from the 9th fret on the 3rd string to the 11th fret on the 3rd string. So it's like this. And you can add in a little vibrato if you want, up and down or side to side, whichever. So it's kind of like this in sequence. So that pretty much covers it for the verses. Again, you can add in little fills here and there if you want. Sometimes what I'll do is, one little riff is when I get back to the 1 chord, the E, sometimes I'll slide from the 7th fret to the 9th fret on the 2nd string, and then I'll pluck the 7th fret on the high E string right here, and then I'll do just kind of a rundown like this. So slide and then pull off. So but you can do whatever fill feels good to you. After that, when you get to the chorus, you're pretty much just going to strum those chords with constant or steady 16th notes. So Sometimes what I'll do is I'll add in extra notes on top when I'm strumming those chords, just to give it a little more rich sound to it. So, or sparkly top. For instance, like moving from this chord to this chord, I'll add in the, what is it right here? The 7th fret on the high E string when I'm playing that A chord. So, and then moving to the C sharp minor, I'll add in, on the 2nd string, I'll add in the note on the 9th fret. And then when I get to the B, I'll also add in the, let's see here, 7th fret on the 2nd string. So something like, so that's pretty much it for the chorus. If you want to play the riff that I'm doing in the recorded track for the chorus, basically you would start out on the 5th fret, 2nd string, and you're just going to be plucking steady 8th notes. So you start out like that, and then you slide up to the 12th fret, and then you go to the 9th fret right here, same string, and then 7th fret. So it's like, and then the next part, you start out on the 12th fret of that same string, and then you pull off to the 10th fret, and then pluck it again, and then play the 9th fret. So, and then you're gonna pluck the right here, 7th fret, and then hammer onto the 9th fret. So it's like this. So it's a really quick hammer on. And then you can slide down back to the 7th, so it's like, and then pluck that 7th fret again. Slide up to the 9th fret. Slide back down. So, and then you're gonna pull off onto the 5th fret. So altogether it's and you can do variations with the slides and hammer-ons and whatever. I don't play it exactly the same all the time. So just whatever sounds and feels good to you. Now moving on to the bridge. You start out on the C sharp minor right here. So you're gonna have the 9th fret, low E string right here, and then an open 4th string, and then 9th fret on the 3rd string. So you're just gonna be plucking that with your fingers, and then you move to a B over a D sharp, which is played like this. So you got to be fretting the 11th fret, low E, 9th fret on the 4th string, and then 11th fret on the 3rd string. So moving into that chord is like this. Next chord after that is an open E, but up here. So you have that low E string open. And then you have, let's see here, you're going to be hammering on actually from the 11th fret to the 13th fret. So in context it's like this. Oh, and I'm also plucking this open 4th string here. After that we move back to that chord right there, the E over the G sharp. And then back to that E, or I'm sorry, back to that A chord. So from the top it's like this. And then moving back to the E over the G sharp, but this time we're gonna have the 5th fret fretted on the 2nd string, and you can pick that. So it's like this. So you basically repeat that a couple times, that whole sequence of chords, and then the final time through, you'll come back to the A, which I play like, in this case, a little bit different. It's just that note, open 4 string, open 3 string, fret the 5th fret on the 2nd string. When it gets to God Will Be on Our Side, you have that. And then you're gonna play an E over a B, which I play open 5 string, 6th fret on the 4th string, 4th fret on the 3rd string, and then 5th fret on the 2nd string. And then the next chord is basically your standard A-shaped chord if you were playing in the key of D, but now it's going to be a B chord. And I, in this case, I actually bar the frets right here, and then I have that open 5th string. So again, from the God Will Be on Our Side part, it's or you could strum it. And then you just go back to the chords that you would play for the verse or the chorus. And in this case, I just mute right here while I'm strumming. So steady 8th notes and just muting. And then you just go back to strumming those 16th notes for the chorus. So that's about it. If you have any questions, just let us know in the comments section. Or if you have any other songs, any other Timby Told songs you'd like some tutorials for, just let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to us and like us on Facebook. You can also visit my guitar music channel. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope this was helpful. See you guys.